No matter how much you have been condemned for practicing semen retention, you will still stand out from 99% of people around you. It's because semen wastage makes you weaker, exhausted, and deprived of life force. So, let's uncover why it makes you better than 99% of men. 1. Leader of men. Men who lead have a charisma that can draw even the weak men, and they start acting feminine toward you. Whether it's men or women, they admire you and follow your footsteps. When a man retains semen, he tells his body to reabsorb the life that already has been created inside one's body, once it is released inside a vagina. That very life energy is converted to a human being with proper, just like its power. The fluid of life cannot be replaced, so a man's seed is irreplaceable. A man's sperm is more than a bunch of vitamins, minerals, glucose, protein, and the sort. Otherwise, science should have been able to replicate and manufacture the human sperm in a laboratory. An artificial womb may be created, but you can't replicate the seed. So when a man retains his sperm, the body thinks of this retention as an opportunity to upgrade the skin cells, hormones, and overall fluid energy. As a result, it helps the host both physically and mentally. Moreover, this energy creates that charismatic appeal in a man, makes him courageous and physically healthy. And the rest of the world just watches him excel. Weak men and women notice this energy, and it's easy to distinguish between semen retainers and the otherwise. Weak men would follow you to find your secret, ask about your routine, and that's when you truly become a leader of men. 2. Relationship. With semen retention, your relationship with yourself will improve dramatically. You will be more stable internally and talk only when it matters. Let your actions speak for you. It can be slightly difficult at the start, but it will be all right as you move on. Eventually, it will help you improve your relationship with your partner too. There will be more respect and a feeling of independence in a way that you don't rely on your partner all the time. It may lead you to be quieter, and you can find yourself talking and sharing less than normal. You may not feel good about it at the start, but it all becomes better. Generally, you will feel like your relationship is going in a positive direction as you improve the main relationship, which is with your body. It's your body that deserves the most love and care, so it must be your best friend throughout your life. So when you retain semen, avoid processed food, sugar, and eat what suits your body, veggies, and avoid food that releases dopamine inside your body, because that's what tempts you to release semen. Certain fats, sauces, sugar, and cheese are unhealthy and pleasant to taste, which keeps taking you back to the top food vendors asking for more. 4. Muscle growth. Here's a story from one of our Fapstronauts. There was a time when I couldn't work out for almost 4 to 5 days. Why? Because the gyms were closed. And this unfortunate gap deprived me of enough protein. But did you know? Only yesterday, I found out that my push lifts increased by 150% of my past performances during semen release. And so, I could do more reps than before. It was a shock for me. After reading much about it, at first, I thought I had understood everything regarding muscle growth. But then I figured out how wrong I was. I was expecting a reduced muscle strength as I didn't work out. But instead, I was breaking my PR. For instance, during consistent pre-SR workouts, my overhead military press was 70 pounds, 7-66, then failure. But during semen retention, my overhead press went up to 70 pounds, and I was ready for more sets. But I did only 6 sets because I wanted to see my failure point, which I never did. So I stopped because of periodic fatigue, though I still had the strength to go for more. My shoulders are the weakest muscle group in my body. I can solely imagine how my leg strength had been affected. Before that, I considered all my semen workout benefits as psychological changes. But now I know this is not the case. Semen retention workouts impact at the physical level. They are not placebo or dummy treatments. That's how semen boosts your muscle growth and fat loss more than a protein shake. 5. Awareness. I should have discussed this point at the beginning. Your body loves attention. This powerful tool can put human beings at the top of the food chain and survival pyramid. Humans don't think about anything except for their capability of thinking without emotions. I feel grateful for being born as a human, that too as a man. I feel lucky that I don't get to lose nutrients and blood every month like females with pain. Do not lose vitamins. This life force exits a girl's body without her permission. She can do nothing about it except for accepting it. But we men are different. We can hold our cravings and reabsorb the same life within us. As humans, we can separate emotions from our thinking process. Thoughts fused with emotions are often called instincts/impulses. Impulses are one-dimensional, non-complicated, and shallow. Here's an analogy to explain the difference. I think of the impulse as a brute force while thinking as a surgical one. Only a thought-lacking emotion is capable called as logical, complex, deep, and intelligent. This ability to think without emotions makes achieving goals and reaching the heights of the food chain very easy for us. But without this critical thinking, we are just like wild animals. Even in some human races, you can see the same disparity in food chains. People who take drugs, commit crimes, or live on any impulses belong to the lowest group of the hierarchy. At the same time, highly intelligent people like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Einstein, and Nikola Tesla, who didn't do such things, lie at the very top. Such people do not need daily motivational quotes. Instead, their intellectual, internal dialogues motivate them. Semen retention plays a significant role in this. Motivational quotes and videos induce emotional responses in most humans. It is emotional motivation, and you can't rely on emotions. I can't picture Steve Jobs or Elon Musk masturbating 5-6 times a day and designing a new smartphone idea in the same day. Can you? No, right? See, these guys distance their thoughts from emotions. Their urges don't control their intellectual thinking and actions. What I am trying to explain is that meditation trains your impassiveness and patience. Let's uncover the scientific meditation process. You sit down, do nothing, and watch your breath without thinking. But even during monotasking, like watching your breath, you find yourself occupied with specific emotional thoughts. Such thoughts might be from the past or our future worries. However, you can combat these thoughts with constant practiced alertness and effort. And so, you build indifferences towards emotional thoughts attacking your attention space. Thus, when you become indifferent toward the thought of someone or something, you lose interest in what triggered that thought. It is called willpower. And here, mental relapsing takes over physical relapse initially. What is willpower? Simply put, it's the power to communicate with yourself, to stop an emotional thought from taking over logical reasoning. This phenomenon usually occurs 2 times, sometimes before the physical relapse, and sometimes after the mental relapse. This achievement of choosing logical reasoning over emotion is called willpower. The triumph of vision over instant satisfaction is called wisdom. And so, as you part away thoughts from emotions, you think better than an average Joe. But a person who's not practicing semen can't meditate. Why? Because in less than 2 seconds, their emotional thoughts and brain fog will indeed carry it away. And so, you will need at least 2 or more weeks of retention to achieve full alertness and stick to watching breaths without any distractions. Even I train my attention span for love-kindness mediation. Unlike other animals, humans can love immensely and compassionately. And so, donating things to others is one reason for having a purpose in life. But empathy meditation alters your brain and increases your brain performance tremendously. Empathy itself is not a weakness. In his New York Times best-selling book, Never Split the Difference, Chris Voss talks about how the FBI empathy training helped the U.S. deal with negotiations in the past. Showing empathy doesn't mean that you accept someone's ideology. It just means that you understand their situation by visualizing their perspective in their shoes. By the way, don't forget to show some love. Tap that subscribe button and hit like for the algorithm. To see the next best way to level up as a man, watch these videos here.